Hello there, I am Kirisaki Jake. Welcome to a new episode of Weird Kids. Today we have the SD Zhuo starring Providence Gundam from SD Gundam Sangoku Sokketsuden. And for short, I will refer this series as the Sokketsuden line. Now, to start things off, this kit and the entirety of the Sokketsuden line are made in China. Which means, on this rare occasion, we have a Bandai original Gunpla that's made in China. And fittingly, my first kit of the Sokketsuden line happens to be a Tyrant. Now, let's open the box. With that out of the box, we're welcome with quite a mixed bag. Or box, should I say. Now, even for a small box, you still get a nice amount of runners, even for an SD kit. But then the color separation does leave a lot to be desired with. Granted, this is no stranger even to the Sangoku line, or just the SD line in general. But I still wish they would give us more stickers than just the eyes and heads. Now, with that quick look of its contents, let's move to the review. And now this is the finished build. And again, we have a mixed bag. Now, articulation wise, this is unlike your regular SD and certainly unlike the old Sangoku kit. Now, most modern SD kit has an elbow joint, but this one has a knee joint. Though the size of the skirts doesn't make it very noticeable. But what is interesting is the movement of the waist. Now, these waists have 2 points of articulation, one with the standard ball joint, and then a pivot towards the rear of the waist. Now, this allowed the chest to move forward, and now you got that Donald Trump posture. So we got the worst of both worlds in here, and lastly, we got an extra joint on the neck towards the back. Then moving on to its aesthetics. Now, when I finished building this kit, even if it's an SD kit, it felt somewhat small. So I whipped out my Sangoku Cao, and I realized that the Zhuo here doesn't look as chibi as the Sangoku one. Notably with its more balanced proportion. And then its unpainted look was so-so. While I'm not so sure with other Sokketsuden kits, this one here has enough colors to not feel boring. Though this overall monochromish looks does gives it a very triad boss looking vibe. Now, all that aside, let's move on to what landed this kit onto my weird list. It's time to turn on the lights and take it slow, pull out the sword, and make it glow. And there it is, Zhuo's dinosaur form. A Tyrannosaurus on top of that, which makes him a tyrant to the literal sense. And also, it's not every day you could say, "My Gundam turns into a freaking dinosaur!" Though the instruction does tells you to remove the weave fin, to not obstruct the movement on the neck. Personally, I found that pointless, so I just leave it in there. And then you have the tail, which is his sword, but the placement of it was rather unfortunate. And a bonus for some lowbrow humor opportunities. And now, the verdict. And to be honest, while I might be having a bit of fun on its dinosaur form, the novelty of it does wear off rather quickly. And due to the ornate design of the character and being an SD kit doesn't help its case, you ended up with a lot of corner cuts on like the actual model kit itself, and this being made in China on top of that just worsens its case with the whole stigma of China making low quality product. Though the plastic on this one is our good old Bandai quality plastic. Now, I'm not one to tell you how to spend your money, but it'll be worth it if you go that extra mile on painting this kit up, and I do mean really worth it. Because with kits getting better with part separation these days, you might miss that satisfaction on painting up a kit.